All right, Facebook Live, here we are. Tom Beal coming to you from my deck here in St. Thomas. And the title is Unplugging from the Matrix and Creating Your Best Year Yet. And here I am. I haven't gone live since I saw some recent updates about Facebook Live not going to save the videos beyond 30 days. So haven't done a live since then, and just felt called to jump on real quickly, share some insights from beautiful paradise here in St. Thomas, and kind of share some inspiration, some hope, because you may have noticed that with the continual bombardment of social media, the media in general, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of worry and concern, and kind of like the world is spinning out of control type of stuff. But, you know, I just really felt called after talking with some people. You may have noticed, if you follow any of my Facebook posts, just a couple days ago, I put an email out and I made some posts that I was going to be hanging out at the local cigar bar, the Pelican, and answering texts for anybody that texts me at 888-TOM-BEAL. And I had some great texts that came in, some amazing phone calls that I surprised some people with and had some interesting chats. And just felt called to come live here tonight. So wherever you are in the world and wherever you are in your personal journey, just want to let you know that it's all about picking yourself up, standing tall, gaining clarity on where you are, where you're going with your health, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, with your relationships, personal, professional, and social, and with your financial situation, your today money, your tomorrow money, and your contribution. Those, in my opinion, are the big rocks, right? Those are the ones that, if you're taking this journey we call life seriously, hopefully you have set some intentions to recognize, here's where I am, and here's where I'm looking to go in each of those areas. So, I mean, with all this technology that we have today, it's very similar to the GPS. You know, whichever GPS service you use, whether it's Waze, Apple, or Google Maps, it needs to know two things. Where are you and where are you going? And the same applies to life. The sad part is that most people aren't super clear on A, where they are, B, where they're going, and what they want. Like, this journey we call life is brief, regardless of how long we live. And so my calling, my wish is to help spread some clarity, help spread some urgency, to help you and others around the world in gaining that clarity. Where am I and where am I going? And what I have built here, coming up on 2 years of being in St. Thomas, is kind of my own little world. And I want to share how that, in essence, is kind of what I call unplugging from the matrix. A lot of people ask me, how's St. Thomas? And I love St. Thomas. But I also follow up with people that ask and say, look, small island life is not for everybody. And just like small town life is not for everybody. There's people that are cool with the small town life, and there's people that need the city life. And to each their own, right? I enjoy the cities too, but I much more appreciate the small town, the small island type of feel. So small island life definitely isn't for everybody. It's not like being in the States where you can have same day delivery from Amazon or the next day delivery or fast things like that. It takes planning ahead and thinking ahead here on the island. We definitely don't have the Amazon Prime benefits here. Nor do we have the football games, the baseball games, the basketball games, the concerts. We do on occasion have that stuff, but it's literally more of a chill life. And so what I want to share with you is, are you clear on where you are and where you want to be in your health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, where you are in your key relationships? How can you have it all in your health, in your relationships, and your finances? And do you have some intentions? Do you have some plans? Do you have some goals? Here's where I am, here's where I'm going. And life is going to happen. If you've plugged into any of my other trainings, I'm of the belief that all of us, being human, are either just coming out of a big scenario, something to do with us or someone in our close circle, of a health, a relationship, or a financial situation. And sometimes it's the all three, right? You can have some big events that you're just coming out of, just in, or it's just around the corner. And until we're dead and buried, there's always going to be challenges. That's part of this journey we call life. So I just want to let you know that wherever you are in this world, to stand tall, gain that clarity. Where am I wanting to go? What is my desired outcome for my health, for my relationships, for my finances? And what is one small action I can take today? To take one small step each day. I would encourage you in each of those three areas to take one small step, but that's up to your discernment, up to your choosing. And from there, it's amazing how far, with consistency, one small step per day can add up to. Like one small action per day in each of those key areas, health, relationships, or finances, with consistency over time, you'll say, holy cow, like it's made some dramatic impact. I made that choice. I made that intention. I followed through with consistent action. And holy cow, I'm getting healthier. My relationships are getting more fulfilling on both sides of the relationship equation. And my financial situation is working out quite amazingly as well. So I just want to remind you, inspire you, and hopefully have you self-reflect to say, you know what? Yeah, maybe I need to gain a little more additional clarity. Because with that additional clarity, it goes into this quote that I heard many years ago, which to me really resonated when I heard it, and I still share it. And it's this: lack of clarity is the root of all failure. So when you aren't clear on where you are and where you're going, it's kind of like you're meandering. You're just going aimlessly. And when you have that clarity, are there going to be roadblocks? Are there going to be detours? Are there going to be challenges? Of course. Yet you will have the perseverance, you will have the discipline, the wherewithal to improvise, adapt, and overcome accordingly when those challenges, assuredly, which are going to happen, appear. They don't stall you on continuing the journey. So that's just some minor things to keep in mind as you're going through this brief journey we call life. And I say brief journey because regardless of how long each of us make it, it's over in a snap. I'm not going to get into my near-death experience in depth here today, but one of the reasons that I keep sharing this message is I had that near-death experience. I was walking towards the bright white light and said, stop, this isn't how it's supposed to end. I know you had more for me to accomplish, send me back. And since then, it's been one heck of a journey. And what my intention is to help you and others recognize, without having to have a near-death experience, to say, you know what if I chose to come here? Before being born and before going through childhood and all that, what if you chose this amazing journey we call life? And you had planned out what the highs and the lows were going to be, and you planned out this massively amazing adventure. And what I would encourage you to do is gain that clarity, gain a sense of urgency, and recognize now is my time. This is my year. So here we are in 2025. I can hardly believe that it's 2025, yet here we are. And we're already in March. 2 months are gone from this year already. We're in the third month of 2025. And I just wanted to put this out there to remind you, look, the clock is ticking. And it's not from a matter of scarcity. It's not from a matter of any sense of fear. It's just a matter of, look, this day, I'm not going to take for granted. This journey, I'm not going to take for granted. This life, I'm not going to take for granted. 150,000 people were around yesterday that didn't make it to today. And roughly 150,000 today was their last day. And roughly 150,000 more won't make it to tomorrow. None of us, myself or you, have a guarantee of tomorrow. And my hope is that you step up for this 2-minute warning, right? Like if you've ever watched any football games, American football, they have a 2-minute warning prior to the halftime and prior to the game ending. And it's amazing how much progress can be made in those final 2 minutes. And generally with timeouts and with going out of bounds and stuff like that, the final 2 minutes generally takes, it depends on the game, 15, 20, 30 minutes for those final 2 minutes. But that's when most of the action occurs. And that's when the players and the teams don't give up. They're actually pushing for the victory. Now, victory for you is different from victory for me and elsewhere. The only victory that matters, the only person that you're competing with in this journey, from my perspective, is the one looking back at you in the mirror. Am I giving my all? Am I doing what is mine to do on a continual basis? Like right now, I got home and I just felt called to come here and go live. There were many opportunities for me to not go live. And my mind was like, I kind of really don't have the time, really don't want to, but I just felt someone out there may hear this message and it touches them at that exact moment. Why? Because I've been that person where I was diddling around on the phone and saw someone with a live, and it inspired me. It gave me some insights to step my game up. And so I felt, you know what? I'm feeling that intuition to go live. So what's mine to do is to do that, to go live. So here we are. So I commend you for choosing to be here with me. Whether you're here live or whether you're watching this via replay, the message still stands true. And my whole reason for coming back from that near-death experience, when I said, stop, this isn't how it's supposed to end, I know you had more for me to accomplish, send me back, was to tap you and others on the shoulder and say, hey, the clock is ticking. No fear involved, just a matter of seizing this day, seizing this amazing gift that we have, which is this present moment, and gaining that clarity, looking in the mirror and asking that question, am I giving all that I'm capable of giving? Am I doing what's mine to do on a continual basis? And I currently have a ball cap on. I like to use the analogy that we all wear different hats. We wear the husband or the wife hat, the dad or the mother hat, the business owner, the multiple hats that we wear. And it's up to you to use your discernment to answer that question, what's mine to do now, based upon the various hats that you currently have, the various roles that you have in your life. So when I was in workaholic mode all those years ago, I was under the false impression that the only answer that it could be from what's mine to do now is a revenue producing activity. Sometimes what's mine to do is to close everything down and go for a walk. Close everything down and head down to the beach. Close everything down, go run some errands. Close everything down, go get a massage. Whatever the case may be. Close it down, go spend time with my children. Go spend time with my significant other, etc. From the various hats that you wear, it's up to you to trust your discernment, your decision-making muscle of all the things, all the roles and responsibilities I have, what's mine to do now. And when you continually ask that, you're going to trust your discernment. The discernment muscle is just like any other muscle. The more you use it, the more strong it gets, the stronger it becomes. I was talking, I let this thing go out. Got talking too much there. So, each of you and I have our starting point. Our starting point for our health, our starting point for our relationships, our starting point for our financial situation. It's not a competition with anybody else. It's only a competition with where am I starting? Where are you starting? Where am I going to? What's the goal, the desired outcome that I have? And what's the goal and desired outcome you have for your starting point? We each have different starting points. And just like a map, if we all want to get to that same destination, we all have different starting points, which makes the route completely different. So your starting point is unique to you. There's no embarrassment with it. There's no shame in it. It just is what it is. So while looking in that mirror and asking yourself, what's mine to do now? Going back to that first premise that I would recommend you take action on is gaining clarity on where am I and where am I intentionally choosing to go. And now that you have those two destinations, your starting point and your end result, you can then map out, reverse engineer what those steps are, what the next step is for you to take today. One step per day gets you a long distance, and it just boils down to that consistency, that choice of being consistent with your actions. All right, I see many people here. David, great message and great timing. Thanks, Tom. My pleasure, David. Rick, joining us. David, joining us. Fantastic. Let me know where y'all are joining in from around the world. I'm coming to you from my deck here in St. Thomas. And talking so much, this keeps going out. But I feel what I'm sharing is important. So I appreciate y'all listening, and I appreciate y'all watching this on the replay as well. So I have a gift for you, and it's a gift that gives you clarity at a level that most people don't ever get in their entire lives. And I call it quiver of clarity. And I call it a quiver because quiver, from a bow and arrow, you have the quiver with your arrows in it. There's 4 questions. These are the arrows that help give you that clarity and help give you the antithesis of that quote that I mentioned earlier. Lack of clarity is the root of all failure. Conversely, clarity is the root of all success. So go to mentormetom.com, mentormetom.com, and from there you'll be able to access Quiver of Clarity. All right, we got David Lathrop from upstate New York. David, I was from Rochester, New York. I think you know that. Upstate New York, Victor, New York specifically. David Kavanaugh, what's up, brother? Good to see you. How are things in Thailand? I hope all is well. And I've seen you traveling, David. I live vicariously through you and your wife's travels. So keep up the awesome work that you're doing in the world. Much appreciated. So go to mentormetom.com, and then from there you'll be able to scroll down and see how to access Quiver of Clarity. And that is a training that I gave with another trainer years ago. We gave it actually at the island of Tenerife, and there were 12 people that purchased the training for 1 week. It was 25,000 euros a piece. And at the end of that training, we asked if all you got in this week was this right here, who thinks this was worth their investment? All hands were raised. They felt that that was worth their 25,000 euro investment. And so that's my gift to you. And it's going to give you clarity at a level that most people never gain in their entire lives. So that's my gift, and that is the first step, in my opinion. Just like first step in getting from an Uber ride, where are you and where are you looking to go? It's going to give you clarity at a level most people never attain in their entire lives. How to get from where you are to where you want to go in your health, in your key relationships, and your finances. And that's my gift. And simply at mentormetom.com. Scroll down a little bit, you'll be able to find the Quiver of Clarity training. And then I'll give a brief recap. David Kavanaugh, you were with me years ago, 2007, February 2007. We had the 2007 Figure Business event, which ended up becoming the 7-Figure Code. David spoke there. It was an event Mike Filsame and I put on. David and Rich Sheffrin and Stephen Pierce and Brad Fallon and Ken MacArthur spoke there. And it was a pretty powerful event. But I shared my 5-step success magnet system there. So the first step is vision. Vision. And that's kind of getting with that clarity. I'm here and I want to be there. Second step is belief. And belief, I transitioned it to belief. My last name is Beal, so belief is different from belief, because belief is maybe it will, maybe it won't. Yeah, I believe it might happen. No, belief is it's just a matter of time. Belief is if others have done it, I can do it too. Belief is the law of sowing and reaping. As you sow, so shall you reap. Third step is identify and align. Identify and align with a mentor that you resonate with someone who has the ability and track record of getting people with similar goals from here to there. And the fourth step I talked about a little bit earlier here is commitment to action. Commitment to action. And that's multiple fold. One, improper action always beats proper inaction. So don't let procrastination hold you back. And part two is consistency. You don't have to solve all the world problems today, but one small, consistent step taken today, tomorrow, and the next. Consistency is the key. So commitment to action. And the fifth step, I call the secret step, is have fun. Have fun. Ladies and gentlemen, this journey is brief, regardless of how long we make it. So I would encourage you to have fun on this journey. It's kind of like in the Marine Corps when I used to climb mountains in Arizona. We'd go out and do some mountain climbing, and you'd slip and scrape your knee and scrape your hands and all this stuff, but you enjoyed the whole journey up to the top of the mountain. And yes, once you get to the top, it feels satisfying, to have that goal that was accomplished. But I would encourage you to enjoy every single step of the way, to include when things don't go wrong, when problems and challenges are occurring, and you, as that amazing problem solver, are improvising, adapting, and overcoming them one step at a time with consistency, and expecting chaos, expecting bigger, badder challenges as you progress. That's also part of the game. So those are just some little simple insights I want to share today with you on Facebook Live. And I'll also extend this invitation to those who are ready to unplug from the matrix and create 2025 being their best year yet. I would encourage you to reach out to me through private message, send me a text, 888-TOM-BEAL, and discuss possibly coming to St. Thomas, spending some time with me here, breaking away from where you are, coming down here, spending some time on the beach, spending some time on some boats, touring around the Virgin Islands and other islands around here as we mastermind and map out and plan how to ensure 2025 being your best year yet. I've had several high-level friends come down here, and it's been absolutely fun, amazing, and thought-provoking as we have these discussions while we're having fun in paradise. So pretty cool. David, I'll hit you up. Awesome, man. Yeah. Upstate New York, my son just went over to Ellicottville and was snowboarding a couple days ago. And I told him, I said, man, I can't even imagine the snow at this particular point. It's like 80 degrees every day here. But I know upstate New York is still getting, at least in Ellicottville, which is a little bit different than a lot of upstate New York, but they still had some snow on the slopes there. So definitely hit me up, David. Love to have you down here in St. Thomas. And if you're watching this on the replay and you're ready to break away from the matrix, unplug in paradise, do some brainstorming to mind map and gain clarity on where are you and where are you going and how are we going to ensure this is your best year yet, reach out. We'd love to have that chat with you. And in the meantime, I would highly encourage you to go to mentormetom.com. Scroll down a little bit. You'll be able to access that training called Quiver of Clarity. I think actually mentormetom.com/clarity brings you right to it. But it's also available. Just scroll down the page a little bit. But on that first page, you'll see what others have had to say about me over the years as I help people get from where they are to where they want to be. All right. That's it for now, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you had some aha moments, some insights, and are ready to gain some additional clarity and take consistent actions and watch how you will become healthier. You will become in more fulfilling relationships, and your financial situation will improve likewise as well. David says, it's all gone. We went to school in Phelps and wrestled together. Oh yeah, that's right. I'll check it out. That's right. I remember that. It's been a long time, David. And as you know, I went to 9 different schools by 8th grade. So the irony was, by the time I remembered everybody's names, I moved to the different schools. So I went from Phelps over to Victor. And I'd been in Victor prior to coming into Phelps. I was a Victor in 5th grade. And I went over to Phelps 5th and 6th grade. And then 6th through, I don't know, I went 9th through 12th. I was in Victor. I forget where the heck I was. Yeah, I was 5th and 6th in Victor, and then 6th through 8th over in Phelps, and then 9th through 12th in Victor. Yeah, it's been a wild journey. Awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, had a blast. Oh, and look at that. It's 22:22 here in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. 1 hour ahead of Eastern Atlantic Standard Time. So 22:22, which is a perfect time to end. Many of you know my son was born 2/22/2002. He just entered his 23rd year. So here we go. The year is on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll talk with you soon. Make today great. Bye for now. Go to mentormetom.com for that gift of Quiver of Clarity. Till next time, bye for now.